Good morning everyone, welcome back to another episode of MoonBase Alpha. Today we are going to be working on building a windmill. But to start us off, we have some eggs to throw because I have spent a lot of time collecting wood. So while I was collecting wood, we now have a lot of eggs. So we have 7 chickens right now. 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we just doubled our chicken numbers. 14 chickens. Anyways, walking over here into my house, you can see that I've been quite busy chopping away at getting some wood. So this thing's gonna have a spruce house within everything else being oak. So we'll get to work on that shortly, but first, I don't have many resources, so let's go mining. Alright, so right over here I have all the resources I've gotten. I've expanded my chests. There's a lot more cobblestone and stone variants, but looking in here, this is all I got from mining. Pretty impressive, like over 3 stacks of iron, over 9 stacks of redstone, over 9 stacks of coal, 2.5 stacks of lapis, half a stack of gold, and 3 emeralds. Unfortunately, we did not get any diamonds. But, I mean, we'll get to diamonds next time. Alright, so coming over to this farther circle, I'm just gonna add on, I've already put together a design for this, but I'm just gonna start working on it, and I'm just adding the bottom layer of the windmill. So this is going to be a nice big windmill. I got lots of wood for it. The bottom layer is just 3 high, or in some locations 4 high, oak logs for just 1 bottom layer. Alright, so I've started building the second layer. It's just 5 blocks high of oak planks with some stripped logs added in, all oak, and then I am going to go in after 5 blocks and start a third layer. That layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. Learn how to count, self. Okay, anyways, but then this thing's gonna go up a good while, and then once it reaches a certain height, it'll have the roof, and I'll stick the turbine out on top, out the front, and then it'll be done. So I haven't figured out how to do third-person time-lapses on a single-player world. I still need to figure that out. So I'll just do a first-person time-lapse. Facepalm, 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 facepalm. I just did the stupidest thing ever. Okay. So I was supposed to do a time-lapse, right? Yeah, that didn't happen. I thought I started the time-lapse, got on, did a bunch of work, and realized I never started it. So what I've done, in the quote time-lapse unquote, that doesn't actually exist, is I went on, built it up to about the right height, added on the propeller, and started working on the roof. It's not completely done. I ran out of wood. I just done a little bit more chopping as well. Right at the end of the time lapse, I did some chopping, but again, there was no time lapse. So here's what it's looking like. I am liking it. Again, I put this together in a creative testing world. That's where I got the propeller design. I also looked up some information on what they look like. It's not quite perfect of a design, but I like it. So again, only about half the roof is complete, and this entire area needs to be built up. Propellers come out and then curve down within the blades that are then spinning. They're supposed to be spinning. Obviously, this is Minecraft, so they can't be moving. And it's getting dark, so I'm about to die. That's just scaffolding those blocks right up there that make a staircase. So now it's time for me to do an actual time lapse. I can't get over it. I just can't, like, how did I not realize I hadn't started one? Oh well. Time for a time lapse. Alright, so I've completed the windmill. It's looking really nice. Well, I haven't removed the scaffolding. I'll do that right now. But I'm liking how it's turned out. And it's now complete for at least a couple episodes. Might come back, make some changes, but I'm happy with it. So let me real quickly take a nap, then I've got something to show you that I did actually in between this episode and last episode, but I forgot to mention it. So coming back here, I set up a cow farm. Take some wheat, checking out them, they're bobbing up in some water, and then when it reaches the right big enough population, the babies will cause the adults to suffocate, and then those items will fall in water, and we will get beef to eat. Yeah, not that exciting. As I'm growing this wheat field, I'm just going to real quickly lay out plans again in a little bit more detail. So this is, for those of you who didn't watch the first episode or anything, most of it's gonna have already been covered in the first episode, but this is a farming village, if that wasn't obvious. So in here there's going to be a bunch of wheat, as I'm working on setting up right now, growing. And then there's that house, there's going to be another house right there, there's going to be a silo right there for storing everything, and then there's a windmill right there. So the point of this is that just a couple families or whatever settled down here and are making their living off of growing crops. Another hoe. So then, after this area is done, which I don't expect it to take maybe only like 1, 2, 3 more episodes, maybe 4 more episodes to get this section done, we will move on to the mountains up there, where there is a nice area where I am planning on building a giant castle. Well, part of it's going to be a castle. It's going to be a warring or protective village. It's going to be that village, city, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure how big it's going to be yet. Is going to be more of a warring area thing. So a military might. That's what I was looking for. So like maybe, I'm not sure, this farming village might be under someone else's protection, but like they'll be up there and then they will protect friendly neighboring villages for trade, because they have trade negotiations that gives them makes them invested into those villages. So this entire world is just going to be a bunch of small little cities, towns, whatever, spread across everywhere. I'm surprised I didn't break the dirt. So it'll just be a bunch of small little things spread out everywhere within in-between areas and roads and everything to then connect it all together. So it's basically, I'm creating my own world, obviously. But it's all going to have, like, backstory and history and nations and fight. Like, it's all going to have story to it. It's not just going to be randomness everywhere or what looks cool. It's not completely based on what looks cool. It's partially based on what works. So I am going to finish up growing this as much as I can real quickly and maybe extending the path over through down here, up there, and I will be right back. Alright, so this is what it's looking like. We've got a little bit more crops growing, and there's the windmill you can see right there. I think it looks good, but I failed. You can probably see what I've done. I must take on a challenge to redeem myself from my failure with the time-lapse. I am here with a party of my fellow villagers, and I have given myself 10 wheat seeds, a hoe, stone hoe, and 3 bread. So I must build a strong village with what I have given myself out of this misery. There's sheep over there, so I can get beds. I'm gonna have to get iron. I'm not gonna let I think I'm gonna let myself take a go grab shears at some point, so that way I can shear the sheep. But I'm going to have to rebuild this village, starting with freeing these 7 unlucky villagers. Why did you let yourselves get trapped? Anyways, that's it for this episode. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you're ever so kind, click that subscribe button. But anyways, this is Moonlight, and I'm out. But, ha.